Ooh, good morning. Happy Wednesday. Oh man, it's Wednesday. Feel like I've been doing this for a while because I guess I've been doing this every day this week. I hope I last. um, yeah, okay, so it's wow, Wednesday the 7th. I thought it was the 6th. Oh man, time is going by so fast and I don't feel anywhere near ready. Um, okay. Um, yeah, anyways, I hope you're doing well this morning. I actually turned on the heater because it was so cold yesterday and it looks so cold today. It's like very foggy and misty right now. And now uh, I'm regretting it a tiny bit because now it's too hot. I don't know, maybe I'll go and adjust it in a little bit. But um, I guess I don't have much updates because I guess, if you stream every day, uh, there isn't that much that happens between every morning. I'm very grateful for everybody that shared my post about looking for domain experts. I've gotten some nice people reaching out, and I'm hoping to, sorry, I feel like the volume is quite loud today. Let me adjust that. So yeah, I've had some really nice people reaching out. So I think I'm gonna contact them, and it might mean that I will have people that can help me support me on the story and data side, just to make sure that I'm telling these stories well. And maybe hopefully that means that then the creation of each of these stories and visualizations will go a little bit faster. Fingers crossed. So I'll try and do that later today. And then, let's see. Ooh, so another thing I'm quite excited about is yesterday, I got to meet with another one of my sponsors, which is Webflow for this project. And I'm going to be making the central website for this project on Webflow. And then I'm going to be streaming that process on this Twitch. So that will be probably sometime next week. And I'm excited about that. So got that done yesterday. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get that far on the notebooks that we've been working on. I wanted to get some progress in yesterday night, and then I ended up having a 3-hour conversation with family about politics. So, uh, am I still exhausted? Yes. Was it a good conversation to have? Yes. uh, yeah. So then I'm actually really grateful for, I know a lot has happened this year, and obviously a lot of them weren't like great positive things, but I am grateful for the fact that it's kind of allowed our family to talk more about like our beliefs and politics, because I think it's something that we never really talked about before. Um, Very different opinions, but I think that's um, something that's going to take a really long time to like keep having these sorts of conversations. And um, yeah, um, yeah, that's why there's no progress from yesterday's stream to today's stream. So we'll just pick right back up where we were um, yesterday. So let's, I think, get going with that. But before we get going, I wanted to ask how everybody is doing. Let me know in the chat. Um, Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna get started coding because um, it is already the 7th of October, and I don't have visualizations out yet, and I'm starting to panic a little bit. Uh, because originally I wanted to start publishing charts this week, and I don't 100% feel like I'm there yet. So um, let's remedy that. Okay, so where we left off yesterday was we managed to, we also have this notebook. Actually, I think sometime soon I'm just going to publish all these notebooks so that you can access them. At the very least, I feel like I should publish this notebook. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to publish it right now. Ooh, hi, Christian Mears. Thanks for joining today again. And hello to Gilliam. Thanks for joining the chat. I had a feeling that you would like this all this data published. So I'm not trying to keep it like secret or anything. I'm not trying to keep it myself. No, so this one, so I think the link you have is for this voter registration notebook. But the one I just published is for all of the project data I'm using. So let me drop it in the chat. And I think that might be really helpful for anyone else that's interested in looking into this data. And actually, EJ just went and I believe loaded all the demographic data. Ooh, perfect. Yeah, census data for 2014 to 2018. Interesting that, ooh, interesting that the column names seem to be different. Huh. This one actually looks more like, this looks more like the Eves data columns. So I'm gonna ask him about that later. Yeah, these look like the Eves data. Oh, these are the Eves data. So I think I'll let him know after. Yeah, of course. Okay, so where we got to yesterday was we went and tried to find if there's any correlation. So I'm gonna take this one out because it's now right here. And we're trying to find if there's correlation between the fail to respond and demographic data. The answer was no, or at least none that we can really tell from these. Maybe if we were able to do some statistical analysis, which I'm not that knowledgeable with, and if anybody knows, then and can make suggestions, I'd be grateful. And speaking of which, I actually came across this book recently, which I think is like a very famous book from what I can tell. And so I've had this, or I'm bookmarking this. I bookmarked this because I really am quite interested in R for the data side. So today what I want to do is do these same charts, but with only the outliers and also the normal ones. So let's give that a try. And actually, before I do that, I'm going to bring out the color domain. So I'm going to do this. So this is just, I'm just using this to color the so now I can use this color domain over here too. So that should perfect. Okay, so that makes it a lot easier for us to see. Not that I don't think it's really that important anymore to look at the colors, but okay, let's work on the outliers. So to get outliers, what we have to do is get all counties. Okay. So what we're going to have to do is calculate median and IQR. Ooh, hello, Chris. Thanks for joining today also. I'm glad that you enjoyed yesterday's stream. Thank you for the tweet. So let's calculate median and IQR for all the counties. Wow, I feel like the music is still quite loud today. Is it just me? Okay. Then so for outliers, there is a function. So actually, Simple Statistics probably has. So Simple Statistics is a JavaScript library, and they probably actually have. Wait, where's the documentation? Where's the documentation? Oh, there we go. I wonder if they have outliers. So there is a function for it. Okay, so something like so it's something like k times something like IQR. Hold on. Well, okay, here you go. I just want the full formula. There we go. Formula. So yeah. So outliers are usually 1.5 times IQR, and the IQR is the difference between yeah, I think it's related to standard deviation. It's been such a long time since I remember the standard deviation formula too. So let's see. Wow, I have not thought of standard deviation formula in such a long time. Okay. Work out the mean. A little bit different. So not exactly standard deviation. Wow, this is slowly coming back to me. So each number subtract the mean squared, and then you sum. And then get the mean of those differences. Wow, it's been a while. Oh, hello, Mash Fedorova. Welcome back to the chat. Yeah. Oh man, I would uh very much like a coworker that is great at this stuff right now. Anybody in the chat that's great at this stuff, please help me. Which is who code? Hello. Great to see you. Yes, I have seen that there is a digital version on their website for free for R for data science. Unfortunately, I tend to be the type that like really likes to like when I'm studying something, I really like having the physical book because I tend to like highlighting places and then like bookmarking. Like I like putting little like post-its on like pages that I think I might come back to, and like I write little notes to myself, which is why it takes me so long to work through textbooks. um, but yeah, and this is why I don't go get through that many books, but it helps me retain a lot better. I always say that like I'm a really, really slow learner. Like it takes me a really long time to grasp a concept, but then like because I'm going through all of these steps, but then once I grasp it, usually I can like remember it pretty well. Also, can we talk about how like can we talk about this website? It's like it's kind of cute. Like what did I just end up on? That's actually pretty cute. So, okay, so the outliers formula is a little bit different from the standard deviation, although I would imagine that they're like conceptually, like I feel like they're related conceptually. Um, um, Mush Fedorova says with standard deviation, outlier is any point three times the standard deviation. Thank you, Mashed Fedorova. Ooh, I do remember that from stats class. Man, I have. Were we talking about this with you, Mashed Fedorova? Were you the one that was saying that like stats has always really clicked for you? Because then I was like, I'm so bad at stats. But I do vaguely remember that. So then the follow-up question I have is that outlier then the same outlier we get if we calculate, or if we use this stuff? Actually, hold on. Where is the definition? It's like 1.5 times IQR rule. So it's like, actually, I think the Vega Light docs had a good definition of this when we were using the error bar, was it? Um, Different methods to calculate. A bit different with box plot. That makes sense. Yeah, so I think, no, it wasn't here that we were looking at it. Ooh, amazing. Oh yeah, sorry, IQR is interquartile range. So then, okay, so I'm gonna just write this down because I think I'm starting to slowly remember it. So outliers with the box plot is, and the way that I've calculated it before is 1.5 times IQR. So basically, the first quartile minus the 1.5 times IQR, and then Q3 plus 1.5 times IQR. This is how I remember it. And this is, I believe, how, if you see over here, this is how I got the idea. These ones that, where, hope you can see. So these ones that are outside of like kind of that green line, these are the outliers, and these outliers are calculated using that formula I just wrote down. But let me, ooh. But yeah, I have heard that like depending on how your like data is shaped, you should be using different uh, uh, different methods. Thank you, Mash Fedorova. Mm. So standard deviation. Let's look at if they say like when you should be using it. I think if I remember, so I asked Nadia once. Nadia is my friend that I do data sketches with, and she has like a like a data science background. So I asked her once, like, when I might use mean and median, and then like when, and I think she said that with mean and standard deviation, you might use it when um when it's a more normal distribution. Yeah, okay, there we go. If a data distribution is approximately normal, and that's when you might want to use a standard deviation, and use the outlier there. When there are no big outliers. Um, Thank you, Gilliam. Uh, that is more than 3 times the standard deviation, then those points are very likely to be anomalous or outliers. Um, ooh, actually, this might be really fun. Let me first just make, let's first make a histogram of all of the counties to see if it is a normal distribution. So let me first make a histogram. All the counties' ratios and look at their distribution. So let's use a marked bar. The data is by county. Sorry. And then let's, so for encoding, what we want to do is the x-axis, we want the ratio. So VL.x, so it's a quantitative field. Let's use the ratio. And then the y is the bin of all of them. So I think I just say bin is true, I think. No. And then dot render, bin is true. And then I think, oh, I have to specify what to aggregate. I always forget this part. So if I go to examples, then histograms. Where are the histograms? Perfect. So it is, I have to say aggregate count. Can I say? No, that's not it. Okay, hold on. I need to find this in observable. Look at my links, and then histogram. Oh, x dot count. Okay, so I can just say dot count. That's what? Okay, that's not it. All right, maybe I should be using the other documentation. So I want a histogram. Oh, I didn't know that they had a parallel coordinates. Cool. Okay, that's not what I was looking for. Okay, Vega histogram. Ooh, okay. Histogram. Oh no. This should be something really straightforward. And I just can't remember. Chart types. Ooh, okay. This should have it now. I say to myself. Histogram. Why don't you have a histogram? Do I remember this incorrectly? Oh, do I say dot bin is true on the x-axis? All right, let's try it on the x-axis. Ah, there we go. Huh, is that true? Really? Ratio? No, that doesn't look like it. I feel like the ratio is all over the place. The ratio does not look like it's mostly in here. Is it? No, that doesn't look right. That really does not look right. Ratio. Oh, because there are some that are false? Let me take those out then. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do it the old-fashioned way. Oh, there's 867 zeros. Really? Okay, but just because there's 867 zeros. Oh, and there's 2,000 false. And 28 nans. Okay, but should have already... Huh. Okay, I guess a lot of them are in this area. Okay, so that's not a normal distribution. All right, let's keep going. Box plots. Effective way to visualize outliers. IQR is a concept in statistics that is used to measure the statistical dispersion and data variability by dividing the dataset into quartiles. In simple words, any dataset or any set of observations is divided into 4 defined intervals, okay, based on the data. Interquartile range is important because it is used to define the outliers. Difference between the third quartile and the first quartile. Okay. It didn't tell me when I should be using it. Whoa, I've never heard of dbScan clustering. Ah, used to, that makes sense, cluster data into groups. Density-based anomaly detection method. I see. So it seems like dbScan I want to use if I feel like the data falls into distinct groups. Isolation forest. Unsupervised learning algorithm. Ah. All the previous ones were trying to find the normal region of the data, then identifies anything outside of it. This method works differently, explicitly isolates anomalies instead of profiling and constructing normal points and regions by assigning a score to each data point. It takes advantage of the fact that anomalies are the minority data points and that they have attribute values that are very different from those of normal instances. works great with very high dimensional data sets and proved to be a very effective way of detecting anomalies. Yeah, this article is great. Now, robust random cut forest, RCF. Amazon's unsupervised algorithm for detecting anomalies works by associating an anomaly score as well. Low score values indicate that the data point is considered normal. High values indicate the presence of an anomaly in the data. Definitions of low and high depend on the application, but common practice suggests that scores beyond 3 standard deviations from the mean score are considered anomalous. All right, so I think I'm going to keep using the box plot method. Did not know that my did not know that the ratio actually looked like this. I guess that's a good thing. And actually, I'm gonna try and change it. So this is for 2016. So what if I looked at 2014 data? Interesting. Shape changed a little bit. Huh. And then 2018? Oh yeah, no worries. Better than Mozart. What a great handle. Oh, it's JavaScript, not Java. Blinkster2 says, I thought this is Patrick. And I'm currently not sure if Patrick is a person or another language name, which another language or a library, because at this point, in tech, I would not put it past someone to name a language or a library after someone's name. Yeah. Hi, Amy. Thanks for joining today. I always love your super cute Lily Animal Crossing. That's Lily, right? Animal Crossing emote. Okay, so I'm going to go back to defining outliers. Okay, so I have, let me go and get, I think I just want to go and get the median and IQR. So do I want to use D3 or something else? I bounce back and forth between D3 and simple statistics for calculating things like IQR, but I think for today, just because I'm too lazy to load in another, I'm too lazy to load in another library, so I think I'm going to use D3. One title sorted. Variance. Oh my god, do you have outlier? No, okay. Got excited. Cumulative sum, median, sum, extent. Yeah, okay. So, all right, let's go and get the median. Thank you, Amy. Oh, speaking of which, okay, so we decided on the third emote, which was the thinking face emote. But actually, we were able to unlock a fourth emote as well. I think maybe last Friday. And so I wanted to ask if you have ideas for what the fourth emote should be. So we already have the thinking face. I don't know if it's the, what is the next emote we should have? Let me know. It doesn't even have to be an emote. Maybe it's like an object. It'd be fun to draw. Yeah, so it's a sad. I mean, no, my laptop is great. My laptop is great, doing great for its age. It is a 2015 MacBook Pro. I think it's 16 gigs RAM, I think, that I bought back in 2016. So I've had this for like 4 years. It's doing fine. It's doing fine. It just does not like OBS when I'm streaming. But it is on the older side. Okay, let's do this. Cool. Always so fun to see the numbers. So the median ratio um, for percent voters removed due to fail to respond is 32%. So that is the median. Let's calculate our IQR. Um, let's say Q1 quantile 0.25. Hi DT, welcome to the chat. Ooh, yeah. Please let me know your suggestions of what the fourth emote is going to be or should be, or else I'm just going to keep with the scream idea. Though, maybe it should be like a coffee or a mug, like a coffee or a tea. Then Q3. And then, yeah, 7.5. Wow, my brain just froze. Q1 and Q3. All right, let's see. Okay, wow, Q1 is 1% and Q3 is 52%. All right, so let's get our outlier. Actually, you know what? I think I only care about outlier on the higher side. So let's do that, which is Q3 plus 1.5 times Q3 minus Q1. So I only care about the higher side. Let's look at what the outlier is for there. Oh, I didn't know you can modify emotes with channel points. Huh. All right, so let's try that. So, I feel like I did this wrong because it's telling me that the outlier is more than 1%. Really? Did I do this wrong? Okay, let's try, okay, hold on. All right, I'm gonna try something, which is, so it's telling me that none of it are outliers. So let me ask, no, but that equation is right. Q3 minus Q1 is my interquartile range. 1.5 times, yeah, that's true. That is, if I do, so is nothing considered an outlier? All right, I'm gonna turn this into mark error bar. And then let's say that my suddenly kind of stressed. And then VL is how do I do error bars? Wait, did I use an error bar? Oh, mark box plot. Cool. Okay, and then I can just do field Q ratio. Okay, it was not an error bar. It was a box plot that I used. Well, then, that dashes my hopes and dreams. Okay, so I should explain what's happening right now. So what just happened was I was hoping for a set of outliers that I can then okay, hold on. Actually, that's also interesting. Okay, yeah. So I was hoping for some outliers. Looking at all of the counties, I was hoping for some counties to fall, like some counties to be outliers when it came to the ratio. It turns out they're all within, none of them are outliers. So what I might have to do is trying to find outliers by state. So by state there are outliers. So just now I calculated the outliers for like all of the counties, but then I'm trying to reason about if it makes sense to do it by state. I think I can make for an argument that it does make sense to calculate outliers by state because each state has their own rules and regulations around voting. So then it actually makes sense to look at them, like look at the outliers by state, because then that means that they're like outliers within kind of the same group, I guess. Um, this is interesting. Connecticut. Yeah, really was hoping for some outliers at the overall level. Yeah, so Gilliam, it's not what we saw the first day. Yeah, there were some very clear outliers, but the very clear outliers were at like by state. And so I thought there would be very clear outliers when we looked at like all of America also, but I guess there's like enough of them and enough distribution that like everything like falls within the like non-outliers. Um, Yeah, so these are essentially outliers within their own. But then I think what that does is negate the fact that I wonder, what if I take the median of all of the states? No, I feel like they're pretty like evenly distributed. Let me try just the state level. Okay, so if I was to look at the state, oh, there's one that is an outlier. Who's that? Who is the outlier? If I just take the median of each state, tooltip, field n, the state, American Samoa. Yeah, that's not going to help because there's only one jurisdiction in there. Feel kind of stuck right now. Well, just let me try the whole state thing. But even with the states, the problem is that like some states just have a higher percentage. So how do I deal with that? Yeah, I guess it makes sense that there aren't going to be outliers because some of these have really wide distribution. So how about I look at it as like, the highest quartile? Like, let me not try to look at outliers, but let me look at the of counties and the highest quartile. Quantile. What's the difference between quantile and quartile? Quartile. Yeah. Okay, let's do that. Let's try just all of the counties in the highest quartile. Yeah, that makes sense. With quartile, you expect 4 buckets, and quantile is probably n number of buckets. Okay. So let's filter it down to Hmm, 1,000 of them. Oh. Okay, let's see if there's anything there. So I do wonder, like 1.5 seems to be quite an arbitrary number. I wonder what, because I remember with Vega Light, if we look at the box plot one, then we were reading about how for a Tukey box plot, it is, yeah. Sorry, there's a FedEx truck out there and I just heard a really loud knocking and I'm not sure if we're expecting anything. Are we expecting something from FedEx? Am I expecting anything? I probably am not expecting anything, but I've been like so like traumatized by like missing FedEx packages that I'm now like anytime FedEx comes by and knocks, feel like hold on. Hold on. I'll be right back. Oh, no. I guess they're leaving? It seems that they're leaving. Never mind. Okay. Alright, so for the Tukey box plot, by default the extent is 1.5. Yeah, so I wonder what the 1.5, like where the 1.5 number comes from. Okay, I'm gonna stop getting distracted by that. And then I'm going to do the exact same set of correlations. So actually, I'm gonna take this out and call it, what should I call it? Correlation, small multiples. Sure, let's call it that for now. Small multiples. And then, let me, yeah, but then I don't know, I can fiddle with the extent for the box plot and see what it changes. But at the same time, I'm not 100% sure if oh hello, here for fun. I love your handle. Thank you so much for subscribing. Um and then I'll use outliers. Teehee. Teehee. Ah, huh. But that is kind of expected. I don't know why the scale. Okay, wait, hold on. I think I can change the scale of at least the Y. Let's call it 0.5. Oh, it's hero for fun, not here for fun. My bad. Um, okay, so I have no idea what to think. Actually, you know what would be great if I um hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Point 0.35. Nope, there doesn't seem to be any correlation with any of these. Oh, actually, I had a thought that I should make the, I shouldn't be using the absolute number for Black population. I should be using a ratio. So let's do that. Am I a little bit frustrated? I am a little bit frustrated. Oh, actually, I'm using the 2018 Eves data right now. So actually, I want to look at 2014, the 2020, 2012 election. I wanted the demographic data of 2014. Okay, let's see. I obviously did not do that correctly. Oh, oh, look at that. There are some counties up here for 2014. Huh. For 2014, there are some outliers. Okay, now I'm excited. All right, let's look at this. All right, so 2018, there wasn't any outliers, but 2014, there are. Let me also take a look at 2016, but also let me fix this, because I obviously fucked up somewhere. Um, so, not necessarily, Gilliam, have improved their data collection since 2014. So, um, I think this might be because of historically what happened in 2013. Let me double check for 2016 and see if there are. Whoa! So it was just 2018 that didn't. Ooh, okay. Let me. Oh, fascinating. 2016. I think 2014 and 2016 is the most interesting, and that makes a lot of sense. And let me explain why in a little bit, but not right now. Oh no, I think my iPad ran out of battery because I haven't used it in a bit. Okay. All right, while that's recharging. Yep, definitely ran out of battery. So, um, yeah, so, yeah, okay, so, ooh, exciting. So there was in 2013, a Supreme Court case whose name I can never remember, that overturned a part of the Voting Rights Act of 1965, which basically, um, which basically said that certain states, called preclearance states, um, it's called Shelby County versus Holder, is the Supreme Court case, and it said that certain states that had a historical tendency towards um, uh, like racially discriminatory voting practices needed to get their any changes they wanted to make um, with their voting procedure needed to be pre-cleared with the federal government, and that got overturned in 2013, and that's why in the past few elections there were um, so many kind of reports of voter suppression. And so it makes a lot of sense if it was overturned in 2013 that some of those practices are reflected in the 2014 are reflected in 2014, and then even more are reflected in are even more happened in 2016. So I think 2016 is actually a really great year to take a look at because that was a major presidential election. So let's do 2016 and 2016 demographic data. Hello, Isna. Thanks for joining us today too. Happy Hump Day, gang. Um, uh, my Wednesday just got really exciting because of just 20 minutes ago, I was quite sad because I was like, oh, I want to look at outliers in this data set, and then there was no outliers, and now there are an exciting amount of outliers. All of these are outliers. So let's look at that. Oh, but before I get too excited, I need to fix this. Okay, what happened here? Let's see. Did I just miscalculate? That'd be because I miscalculated something. So did I miscalculate? Yeah, there were no outliers in 2018. There were in both 2014 and 2016. But the fact that there aren't any in 2018 might just be that everybody, it might just be that, well, like just because so I feel like there's two possibilities, right? Like that by 2018, any potential malpractice had like basically been done already in 2014 and 2016. Or it could mean that like overall, yeah, it could also mean that overall everybody was doing it. That could also be a possibility. Like for everybody, the ratio is really high. That could also be what that means. Let me filter out the zeros. No, we shouldn't filter out the zeros. So this is for 2016. Let me remember that in the title. Distribution of fail to respond in in 2016. Okay. That's a great suggestion. So Mash Fedorova says any differences in the rates between jurisdictions previously covered under S5 of the Voting Rights Act and those that hadn't been covered. So basically look at those that were preclearance states versus those that weren't. Yeah, that is a great thing. Let's do the outliers first, and then actually, if anybody has a little bit of spare time right now, would you be able to just Google and gather? I think there's like 10 or 12 states. If you could do that, I'd be really grateful because then that means we can get right into it after we finish the outliers. Yeah, I think so. Masha Fedorova says studies showing purge rates were higher. So I think I've been going about this a little bit the wrong way. That's okay, I think. And yeah, it could be we compare preclearance states versus those that were not. So let's do that after the outliers. But if there is anyone that can just like help us out and let me know what the preclearance states were, I'd be really grateful. Okay, so I was in the middle of fixing the demographic for okay, so that's why none of them are showing up. Ooh, amazing. Thank you, Gilliam. Uh-oh. I don't have a Washington Post subscription. Sorry, Washington Post. Uh-oh. I need to actually we can still see this. Require 9 states. Oh, and certain oh look, there's some not the whole state, just like subsets. Ooh, thank you, Mash Fedorova. Ooh. Hello, IGN Chris TV. What does IGN stand for? This sounds very familiar. Oh my god, amazing. Kings County, Monterey County. Oh, that's really close to me. Wow, that's great. Oh, that's a lot. Townships. Okay, all right, we'll get into that soon. But let me finish the outliers. Okay, so I fixed the ratio of Black population to total population. Again, I don't think I see anything really. Whoa, oh, that's because I hard coded that. Okay, so let me not hard code this. Hello, maybe Sue? Maybe so? Maybe so? Oh, maybe so. Hello. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna const outlier is equal to 16 of them. Hmm. Hmm. It's like, okay. Yeah, actually, so Mush BB says it looks like for group programming, and there's actually so uh, I use the individual tier, but there is a team tier for observable that like lets you basically use the notebook like a Google Doc, as in like you can live edit at the same time. I haven't really tried it before because I work as an individual and I don't really have teams, but it looks really cool from when I've seen like glimpses of it. So, but also from the sense of even as an individual, like I can import things from other notebooks, and that's really cool because that means that I can like I don't have to write everything from scratch and I can just like leverage what other people have done. So, okay. I think I'm very excited about the suggestion of using preclearance states. Yeah, so let's try that. So either looking okay, jurisdictions versus all others. Okay, so I'm going to, in all project data, define preclearance states. And let's see if I can export this. Can I? All right, it seems like I'm just gonna have to like copy and paste it over to a Google Sheet. State, let's say jurisdiction. So Levinson, I actually don't do data science, so I can't answer that question about a favorite book. But I think there are people in the chat that do have, ooh, that do have data science experience that might be able to give you pointers. Actually, this is applicable date. So when it was, that's also interesting. What's the difference between applicable date and date? So I call this applicable date, just date. And I'm going to move this over, and then I'm going to call this all. Actually, let me make that a lot bigger for y'all. Oh, too big. Okay, and then now let's get the ones that are specific jurisdictions. Townships. Oops. Okay. Remove you. Oh, no worries, Levinson. Okay, so then let's get you all over here too. I don't know if I would use these dates, but they're good to have. Ah. Yeah. All right. And then why am I doing it that way? Okay. Oh. All right. Place that. Cool. So now I can do New York, and then South Dakota, and then one last set, townships. Oh no, I just realized. The ideal would be to have FIPS code for these, but I guess if we don't, that's okay. At least for now, we can match their names. All right, let's go ahead and delete these. Cool. All right, let me also add a row to the left for FIPS that I can come back and fill in later potentially. Actually, if I'm able to do a join, that'd be great. So let's see. All right, let's load this in. So this is, let's call this preclearance states, or preclearance jurisdictions. And then I'm gonna save that to election 2020. Okay. Awesome. Okay, now let's go and load this in. And so I have to first share by link. Oh wait, change to anyone with the link. Done. And then there is a specific Stack Overflow Google Sheets. Okay, fine. There we go. All right. Now I can load this in to my all project data. So I can say d3.csv. So let's call this preclearance is equal to, and then the key for this particular sheet, copy that over, and then sheet name, I think I'm just gonna say, do I need sheet name for this? Perfect. Brilliant. Okay, so now that we've loaded that in, how do I want to do this? First, let me see if I can actually get the FIPS code for some of these. So for the EVES data, I know I have county names. Yeah, I do have county names. So let me see if I can match them to get the FIPS code. So actually, let me not do that right now because that's not a blocker. What I'm gonna do actually is I'm gonna go ahead and in master data, for each jurisdiction, I'm going to say have a flag for if it's a pre-clearance state or not. So I'm going to, let's see, in const, right, so I can say, oh, thank you so much for joining, Amy. I will catch you later. And yes, thank you, Mash Fedorova, for sharing the book. And okay, so let me go and say check if preclearance state. So I think in the EVES data I can get the state, and I can also get, actually, let me go and, yeah, jurisdiction name and state full, I think. Yeah, because I have the state name. Yeah, so let's go get, where's now my merge data? There we go. So actually, let's call this jurisdiction name, state full, and let's get that from ease. And then let me first console log this to make sure I did that right. Nope, it was the other way around. Pretty sure it's the other way around. There we go. Okay, so what I'm trying to think through right now is that because some of them, are, so I think here's what I need to do. So for pre-clearance, I think because some of them are every jurisdiction in the state and some of them are only, and some of them are not all the states, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to map and get an array of like either the state name or the jurisdiction so that in the master data I can just yeah, in the master data I can just check that array. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Great. So now what I can do is I just read Mush Baby say keyboard sound is ASMR. I'm glad that it sounds pleasant. Okay, so if pre-clearance includes I wonder if I want to turn it all. You know what? I'm going to turn it all uppercase just so that it's the same as how the eaves data is. And then, just in case, I'm also going to, if oh, actually, I think I can do or includes pre-clearance dot jurisdiction. And actually, I can just put that here. Wow. Let me see if I actually, oops, okay, hold on. Wow. Uh, oops. Sure, true. It's console logs and true. 211. Is there 211? No, there's only like 60 something. Some of these are definitely. Alright, something is definitely wrong. Yep! Realize data is incorrect. Yes, I agree. Well, no, Greene County is right, but why is there a bigger? Yeah, there's 67 of them. Why is there so many repeated ones? Oh, because they're in different. Duh. That was so stupid. Yeah. Um, Dang it. Okay, that makes so much sense. Silly me, because different states obviously can have the same county name. So that's why it is 200 of them versus 60 something of them. So let me change that up. Yeah, you're right. Why duplicates in the same state? Oh, I guess. Oh, I guess it's that they might have, yeah, different dates. Thank you. Um, I guess that's okay. I think that's okay to have duplicates as long as they're like the same state, same jurisdiction. Um, but what I need to do is I realize that I can't do it that way. So let's go back to when. All right, let's do it this way. Okay, so first what I want to do is check if um, this is going to be much better. Okay, check if county is in preclearance state, then check if uh, preclearance applies to all states or only a subset. Yeah, that makes so much more sense. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and sure, I'll just do this. So the way that I'm gonna check is feel like I should be using a set. Oh well. Uh-oh. No, I'm sorry. No, laptop. Stop. Yeah. Stop it. Ah. I need to do this. .link. Alright, I think that finally is the right number. 52 of them. Is there 52 of them? Minus 10, 68, and then accounting for a few different, accounting for a few duplicates. 52 sounds about the right number. I am glad. So now, if I do a filter by master data for just the ones that are pre-cleared, only 52 of them. Well, Alabama should be in there. So, okay. So none of these are matching, seems like. Oh, that's because I made it lowercase. That'd be why. 873. That sounds right. Okay. So now, in this last little bit of time we have, 873 of them. I think what I'm going to do is do a box plot of the clearance and non-clearance states ratio. Yeah. Okay, let's try that. Finally got pre-clearance in there. Yay. Okay. So let's go and do a box plot. Let's do 2 box plots. The vconcat? Vconcat. So I want to do two box plots, one on top of the other. And the top one, I'll do the preclearance, and then the one at the bottom is the non-preclearance. So let's do that. Okay, so I want to do a box plot of just the and then I have to include that is pre-cleared. Yeah, and so I'm gonna add that in. Actually, I need to go re-get that data. I'm gonna refresh. Okay, so actually, I think there's something there, potentially. Or even looking at how many of the outliers are preclearance states. Yeah, I feel like there's potential. I need to think through this a little bit more, but hopefully this works. Okay, so let's look at the box plot of the by county, and then the ones that have been pre-cleared versus the ones that were not. So it says that something is undefined. So let's go and figure out what is undefined. Hello. Please work. All right. Let's look at what this is. And then let's look at what this gives back. And why either of them. Yeah, both of them have odd. So why cannot use in operator to search for mark and undefined? Oh, this is the wrong inspector. Okay. So now, ooh, there we go. Please pretty print for me. All right, so this is, okay, that's not the error we're looking for. Not the error we're looking for. Is this the error? Nope, still not the, okay. All right, why do you keep doing that? Block the frame with origin. Oh, wait. So I wanted 2016 data. 2016. and 2016. Okay, and then I wanted to know why that wasn't working. Okay, perfect. Pretty print that, please. Mark NE. What's E? What does that mean? Alright, let's not try to concatenate for now. Can't quite figure out. Yeah, there seems to be a bug, and I can't quite figure out what it is because it's hitting a line in Vega Light, and because Vega Light is minified, it's kind of hard to figure out what's going on. What is E supposed to be? Map V concat. Ah! Okay, seems like the first one is not returning. It seems like the first box plot is not returning correctly. Alright, let's try this. Yeah, let me try something else. So let's try. And then let's try it with the filter, the pre-clear one. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. And then let's try with the not pre-cleared. Okay. Alright. How about we do d dot ratio exists and that it is pre-cleared. And then for the second one, not pre-clear, is equal to, copy and paste that over. And now let's make it not. And then return vl.vconcat both of them. Also not what I was expecting. So the top is the pre-clearance states, and then the bottom is everybody else. Maybe this failure to respond just is the wrong place to look. Yeah, exactly. I thought it would be... Maybe I just had the wrong hypothesis the whole time. Actually, let me give it a title so that they're clear. Yep, that is not what I was expecting at all. Actually, let me also try this. I'm going to copy this. And then here I'm going to do actually no. I might have to admit that, like, this is just the wrong way to go. That might just be it. And I'm very sad. But I think at the very least, I think the good things that came out of this is that um, we've got all of the data loaded in, so then we can try these exact same things, but for other categories. Um, yeah, thank you, Chris. Losses are always an answer in science, so it doesn't seem like, and I do want to get some more opinions on this, but it does kind of seem like this is not, yeah, it does seem kind of like this is not the way to go. But okay, let's list out the good things that came out of this. One, we were able to determine that maybe failure to respond isn't correlated with much, or maybe we should be looking at the absolute numbers, or maybe it's that we need to be looking at it with a few other categories, like the number of notifications sent. But I think, and then also, we were able to hook up a bunch of different data sets to give context. And now we have all of these visualizations set up so that we can make a drop down where we can like select any column and see if there is trends in the other column. So actually this is really great because essentially it means that we built a bunch of, we basically built ourselves a dashboard. um, and now we can look at, now we can do a little bit more work and we can look at different columns and different ratios. So we invested a lot of time into this, and this particular hypothesis did not prove correct, but there might be other avenues to explore that we can build on top of this. So this is like, definitely there are times when we need to just cut our losses. And I think this is one of those. So yeah, I think this is where I'm going to end for the day. I think it was very productive. I think, especially, I'm very happy that we were able to get the preclearance states and jurisdictions. I think that, yeah, I think that especially was very, very helpful, because that's another way we can slice the data. And yeah, I'm gonna keep working on this. Um, yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Isna. Um, okay, so there is hope. Uh, and I'm going to end it here for the day. And I will see you all on Friday. Thank you so much for joining. Hopefully, I'll have happy updates for you on Friday. And hopefully, by Friday, I have like a chart in the process. Um, yeah. Thank you so much for tuning in again this morning or evening. And I will see you on Friday. Bye bye.